Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, and today I am going to make for you a single page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. It's another beach theme layout. I have a lot of beach theme pictures. We go to Florida a lot, so I do have a lot of beach themed pictures. So what I wanted to do again was use this Beach Day stamp set. And one of the reasons I wanted the stamp set was because of this lifeguard station and because I had this photo of the lifeguard station that looked exactly like that one. And this is taken in Siesta Key, Florida. And we were there last February visiting some friends. So I have these pictures that I wanted to scrap, and I thought that this stamp set then would be perfect for that. And then I reached into my stash from close to my heart, and I found this collection, and I can't remember the name of this collection offhand, but it had all these beautiful colors of the periwinkle and the mist colors, which absolutely went perfectly with these photos of the beach. Look at that sand color. And then I have my friend and I here. It was a little cold and windy, can you tell? So anyway, I wanted to scrapbook these pictures. So I'm going to clear that off and I'll be right back. All right, so I've brought in my Versamat and I'm going to build it on a piece of 12 by 12 basic white cardstock. And then I thought it would be nice to make kind of layers across the bottom to mimic the sand. So I've got these colors these are from Close to My Heart, and I think this is mink, so that's the dark side and the light side. And I apologize, I do not know what that color is called. Maybe one of my Close to My Heart friends can tell me. I never did get those colors figured out. Anyway, so I'm going to build some strips across the bottom here. And the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is cut them down to 2.5. So I'll bring in my paper trimmer here and line that up at 2.5. About, it doesn't have to be exact because I am going to tear it. And I will make 3 of those strips and set that aside. And I'll show you how I'm going to tear that just toward me to expose that white core. Remember, Close to My Heart cardstock had that white core. Rumor has it the Stampin' Up! Will be eventually bringing that to us. I really hope so, because I really do like that white core. It really adds a lot of added texture, and I love to add texture to my layouts. All right, so I'm going to tear that, and I'm going to do that with the other 2 strips. And then I will be laying those along the bottom. So let me go and cut those. The strips are laid out at the bottom. I have not adhered them down yet because I wanted to do some treatment to those as well. So I've got this old Stampin' Up! Set called Gorgeous Grunge, and you might have seen me use that before, but I thought this splatter made kind of a nice mimic the sand on the beach. So I'm going to use that Gorgeous Grunge. I'm going to use that splatter. Whoops, here it is. I already have it out. And I'm using a color called Sahara Sand. And I think if you wanted to do this with your Close to My Heart colors, I think that mink, I always got mink and mist mixed up. I don't know why, but I did. Because I guess they sound the same. All right, oh, I better put some paper under here so I don't stamp right on my first. All right, and I'm just inking this up, and I'm going to stamp a couple of times before re-inking. And I'm just going to continue doing this across the page. And then I will bring in the next one and do that as long as I have the block and the ink out. And like I said, we're doing the 2nd generation stamping before re-inking. Let's get a little more twisting and turning the block so it's not always going in the same direction, so it doesn't it does look more random, I should say. Even though you would think these are random splatters, they do have a certain pattern to them. So that's why I turn my block. All right, so now I'm going to put that color away. And I am going to bring in my crumb cake, and I thought this was a perfect match almost with that mint color as well. So I've got this little tiny stamp from the Beach Day stamp set. It's this little seashell sand one. So I'm just going to randomly stamp across here, inking up each time. And don't forget, with these Stampin' Up! Ink pads, you don't have to press hard because they are very soft. They are a foam pad versus the pad that Close to My Heart had. All right, so let me finish all these up and then I will be back. So I've got those all finished stamped on all of those, and before I put my stamps away I do want to clean them. So I've got my Stampin' Scrub pad, and I've got my Stampin' Mist. And I'm just going to spray my pad. And this is nice because one side is wet and one side is earmarked for being dry. And I can just scrub across the wet side, and that gets that pretty well cleaned, and then go on the dry side, and then I can stamp a couple of times on my scrap paper to make sure that's clean. All right, and let's do the photopolymer. Now this one's little, so I don't do a whole lot of, I don't scrub real hard. Okay, and then we'll set that aside and we'll put those away, and I'll show you what I'm doing next. So next I thought, I like the stamped images, but when you're walking along the sand, and if you're lucky enough to have the sun shining, it will glisten on the sand. So I thought, how about if I take my clear shimmer brush from Close to My Heart, and of course if you're talking Stampin' Up! Talk, you would use your Wink of Stella brush. So I'm just going to lay these in my box, and I'm going to squeeze a little bit out, give it a shake, squeeze a little bit out onto my block here. Oop, there you go. So I just have a puddle, and then I'm just going to tap with the lid, and you probably can't see that on camera too good, but it adds just enough shimmer, just a nice little shimmer, kind of like the waves on the beach. So let's finish that up. Let me see if I can hold that up. Can you see that shimmer? I don't know. Let me hold that up. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it a little bit there. Okay, so let's put this away. I want to make sure that I wipe up my acrylic block so that doesn't dry on there. Ask me how I know, because I did that before. All right, we'll clear this out of the way and adhere this down. To make the waves along the bottom here, this Beach Day stamp set and the die cuts have extra little pieces in it that don't have coordinating stamps, like the palm tree, and it also had this piece that cuts that crashing wave. So I've got that cut out twice because it I think it measures 6 inches wide, so I do have to piece it together to get it on my 12 by 12 layout. So I'm going to just adhere this down with my mono adhesive, and then slide that in under the waves. Now I will have, let's see if I can lift this up a little bit here with my trusty spatula, because I already have some adhesive on there. So I will have where it's pieced together here in the center, but my plan is to have a photo covering that area there. All right, so that's how we've got our base page built up right now. Before I go any further, I should probably figure out where I want the pictures. I kind of had a general idea. So I've got this one here. It's a 4 by 6, and it's matted on a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's just a little bit extra matte, and I use this same mink cardstock. So that's gonna go there. I wanted to keep this one down here because I'm going to put over here the image, the die cut image of the lifeguard station. Couldn't think of what that was called. All right, and so then up here, I think I'm going to put, let's see, these 3 photos going down the side, kind of like that. And let's see, remember I need to keep that covered up there. And if I bump this down just a little bit and bump this up a little bit, there, so I can still see the waves. Okay, and then I have this title that I found on Cricut that I die cut out and put together. And I will try to link that for you if I can, but I just did a search for beach day titles and that's what came up. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I have to decide how I want to put these down because I made this textured here and rolled that up. I might have to use some foam tape on that to adhere that down. All right, so let's see, up here I had some different cloud stamps. Here's one. All right, so this little cloud stamp came from, if you remember the Close to My Heart, You Make Me Smile stamp set. Yeah, Your Smile. It was the Close to My Heart charity stamp set. So I like that. I like the little stitching on it. And I think I'm going to stamp some here for the clouds and over here. I think I'm going to use, I thought about using black, but I didn't want such a dark color, so I've got Smoky Slate here. And let's put a piece of our foam insert underneath there. I'm just doing one little cloud here, and I might do one over here. So let's just move that title out of the way and stamp. Okay, that'll be good right there. And let's see, should we put one kind of over here maybe? Like so. Okay. Now that the title is down, I put a couple of little clouds here that I also die cut from Cricut Design Space, and I just stacked like 3 of them up on top of each other to make them a little bit more substantial. Now to make this embellishment corner down here, I've gone ahead and I've die cut a circle, a stitched circle out of my white cardstock, and then I took a piece of leftover that I had from here and trimmed it down to fit on the circle. So that's going to go like that. All right, so now remember the whole reason for this layout was this stamp set and die cut. So it has the stamp set, and it also, if you just want to die cut it out of cardstock, you can do that as well with this lifeguard stand. So I'm going to kind of build this up here like so with all these tiny little pieces, and it's got the little lifesaver there, and the little flag will go up here, and then I think I'll probably add a surfboard and some other little things here. Let me play with that. We've got the embellishment cluster down here that's finished, but it's really kind of heavy over here, so I need one more little cluster down here. So I've got some of these extra pieces that I had from my Cape Cod scrapbooking stamp set, and then I cut out and watercolored the little umbrella and the beach chair because I had red over here and yellow, so, and up here, so I needed to introduce them in a third place as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down, and I want to say thank you everyone so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this layout, and I hope it inspired you to get out your scrapbooking supplies and maybe use some of your stamps from close to My Heart and from Stampin' Up. They really do work well together. So don't forget, if you like this video, please, I would really appreciate it if you would go ahead and give that a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. All right, so that's gonna about do it for this layout. I hope my friend appreciates it. We really do have a good time together, and she really does make me laugh. So this was a nice layout project to do with the two of us, even though that's a horrible picture of me. You want to get the pictures of yourself in your layouts. All right, so let me move that aside. I'll bring that up so you can see the different embellishment clusters. All supplies and everything will be linked down below. And for more beach theme layouts, be sure to check this playlist right up here. All right, and subscribe by hitting the button right here. Thanks so much. See you next time here on YouTube. Bye.